Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Coffee with Tea. I'm your host, the amazing T Street. Today's coffee mug says, "My cup runneth over." Ooh, it felt good to me to just utter those words today. My cup, I don't know about your cup, but today, my cup runneth over. Today's topic: when we are the impediment stopping us. Have you ever been driving down the road complaining about how traffic isn't moving? You're fussing. Why are we sitting here? Somebody needs to move. And then you look up and you realize you're the one sitting at the green light. Everybody behind you is probably saying, "Ma'am, the impediment is you." And sometimes that's exactly what happens in life. Good morning, Alana. We're blaming circumstances, we're blaming people, we're blaming our childhood, we're blaming the economy, we're blaming the devil. And sometimes the devil is sitting somewhere saying, "Now, why am I in it? I didn't even do that one. I didn't even do that one." Sometimes the thing standing between where we are and where we want to be is us. An impediment is something that delays, obstructs, or prevents progress. An impediment is something that delays, obstructs, or prevents progress. And here's the uncomfortable question: what if the obstacle I keep asking God to remove is me? Ooh, good morning, Val. Good morning, Wendy. Good morning, Jackie. What if the obstacle that I keep asking God to remove is me? Good morning, Lori. I don't know about y'all, but this right here has been freeing me. I've been studying this and looking at, like, Lord, what if it's me? Not because I'm incapable, not because I'm inadequate, but because somewhere along the way, I developed some habits, some beliefs, some behaviors that are blocking the very progress that I've been praying for. So, how do we get out of our own way? Today's topic for everybody just joining me is when we are the impediment that is stopping us. Good morning, Olivia. Good morning, Miss Brown. When we are the impediment that is stopping us. So, how do we get beyond it? Number one, stop protecting the pattern. Y'all, this one today is for me, so don't think I'm stepping on your toes. This one today is for me. Sometimes we know exactly what's holding us back. We know, we just keep doing it. We give it a good excuse. I procrastinate because I work better under pressure. Lies. No, you procrastinate. I don't trust people because I've been hurt. I don't try because I don't want to be disappointed. I don't speak up because that's just how I am. Be careful when the "that's just how I am" becomes a security system protecting something that needs to change. I came by here today, y'all, with guns a blazing because God gave me this word. Good morning, Minister Jackie Delaney. Good morning, Miss Woods, and good morning, Nicole Ivory. I came by here today to tell some truths because, like I told you, today's was for me. Be careful when you are doing that. That's just how I am, because the security system that you are building is protecting something that needs to change. Because eventually your pattern becomes your prison, y'all. You keep saying you want a different life while defending the habits creating the life that you have. Ask yourself, what pattern am I protecting that is preventing my progress? Maybe it's your procrastination. That's not mine. Maybe it's people pleasing. That used to be mine, but it's not anymore. Maybe it's perfectionism. That's mine. Maybe it's always needing to be in control. I confess, Lord, that's mine. Maybe it's quitting the minute something gets uncomfortable. That's not me. At some point, you've got to stop explaining the pattern and start interrupting it. You cannot change what you keep making excuses for. There it is. You can't. Good morning, Erica. You cannot change what you keep making excuses for. Number two, stop waiting to feel ready. Can I just tell y'all, in this season, one of the greatest lessons that God has taught me is that feelings are flighty and they're fleeting. They're flighty and they're fleeting. Stop waiting to feel ready. Some of us aren't stuck because we don't know what to do. We're stuck because we're waiting for the magical day when we feel completely ready to do it. Let me save you some time. Ready ain't coming. There it is. Ready? It ain't coming. There will always be another question, another fear, another reason you could wait. And sometimes we disguise fear as preparation. I'm just doing a little bit more research. Lie. You've been researching since Moses crossed the Red Sea. And there it is. At some point, you got to go. You got to apply. You got to write it. You got to launch it. You got to have the conversation. You got to make the appointment. You got to submit the proposal. You have to take the class. You have to walk through the door because confidence doesn't always come before movement. Sometimes confidence is the result of your movement. You don't have to know the whole staircase to take the next step. Can I tell you, if you know the whole staircase, that ain't faith, that's you. If you can see the whole staircase, that requires no faith. I dog double dare you to step without seeing the next step, because that, my friend, is faith. You just have to stop using uncertainty as permission to remain stationary. You don't have to feel ready to be ready. Sometimes moving is what makes you ready. There it is. Good morning, Rhonda. I gave that to somebody. That was for me this morning because I've been sitting on something, y'all, that I know God told me to do 2 years ago. And I've been sitting, waiting to feel ready. So if that stepped on your toe, I apologize because it was meant to step on my own toes. Get out of the way of the person you're becoming. Get out of the way of the person that you're becoming. This one is a little deeper. Sometimes we're trying to become somebody new while we're remaining fiercely loyal to who we used to be. There's some things that are patterns in my life that make me comfortable. This season, I'm doing all new speeches. My old speeches make me comfortable, but they're not producing the life that God has called me to speak into the lives of young people. So I had to abandon that part of me that was comfortable and start to walk in the places where God is calling me to be effective. To be effective, I had to stop being loyal to my patterns of the past. God is trying to enlarge us, but we're still thinking small. Opportunity is calling us forward, but insecurity keeps calling us backward. I don't know about you, but I know somebody on here. I just feel it right now. You're being held hostage to insecurity. Can I tell you, everything in me is insecure. I'm a short, fat, used to be poor Black girl from the south side of Columbus in a society that values tall, that values wealth, that values slim. Can I tell you, that values white? Can I tell you what it means to walk in spite of insecurity? What you see is a manifestation of what God could do, not based on something that I did, but the manifestation of what God told me, that he would remove the insecurities so that I could do the call. Because at the end of the day, I'm never going to feel ready. The next version of you may require things in the current that they be different. Sometimes it will make you feel uncomfortable. It may require more discipline. It may require different boundaries, a stronger no, a more courageous yes, walking away from some things, walking toward some things, and perhaps even admit it. I don't know about you, but I had to admit that the person who got me here may not be the person who can take me there. The people that were my boosters that got me here were not the same people who could take me to the next. Growth sometimes requires that you thank an old version of yourself for surviving and then stop letting that version make all the decisions. You survived with certain behaviors, but you may not be able to thrive with those same behaviors. So don't become so attached to who you've been that you sabotage who you're becoming. Sometimes the breakthrough isn't about something moving out of your way. Sometimes the breakthrough happens when you move out of your way. So today, before you blame another person, before you blame another circumstance, today, before we pray, God, move whatever is blocking me. I don't know about you, but I'm going to add, and God, if it's me, show me, and then move me out of my way. Show me the pattern I've been protecting. Show me where fear has disguised itself as not ready. Show me where yesterday's version of me is interfering with tomorrow's version of me. Because there comes a moment when you got to look at your own life and say, I've met the impediment, and it was me. But that's good news, y'all. Because if I'm part of what's stopping me, I can also become part of what starts me. So get your foot off the brake. The light is green. Get out of your own way and go. Y'all already know I'm the amazing T Street, but there is absolutely, positively nothing in me that's not in each and every one of you. But I hope today blessed you the way that God showed it to me and blessed me. What happens when the impediment that is stopping T is T? What happens when the impediment that is stopping you is you? Is what you got to do. You got to stop protecting the pattern. You got to stop waiting to feel ready. And you got to get out of the way of the person that you're becoming. Y'all, I'm the amazing T Street. I pray that you have an absolutely positively blessed day because y'all know there's nothing amazing in me that's not in each and every one of you. So get out of your own way and allow God to teach you who you're becoming. Have an amazing day.